What a warm morning to each and every one of you, my lovely, beautiful, handsome listeners. Be sure to eat your breakfast and drink your coffee, milk, or whatever you drink. Hello and welcome to the Live Jive, the show that educates you with fun and style. I'm your awesome host, Nina Kirstine, and we will have a fun and jam-packed show for you today. Our talk will be about management with Mr. Gabriel Tadena. I don't want to give it away, but he is known for his success in the managerial field, but as well as his contribution to the business industry of a well-known company. So, stick around. We'll talk about the classic components of management, particularly the four functions of a manager. Find out the secrets behind the success of our guest, and who knows, maybe you, my lively listeners, can follow his steps. Okay, the time that you've been waiting for is here. Our speaker graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in marketing from Oxford University, and is now a manager of the world's leading producers of wine, Nobalino, located in San Diego, California. It is my pleasure to introduce to you our guest for today. Help me welcome Mr. Tadena, a person with passion. Hi sir, thank you so much for joining us today.
Wow! Thank you so much for inviting me today. It is such an honor to be noticed by a great program like you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share to you my passion and a chance to inspire your lively listeners.
We are humbled and honored too, sir, to have you as our speaker for today. Many listeners are curious about you since aside from being successful, you are also famous among the girls because of your look. So, for the million-dollar question, are you still single?
Well, that's for you to know and for me to find out.
Okay, girls, it's for you to find out according to Mr. Tadena. So before we get off track and start talking about love life, let's get our thoughts together and find out more on what is management. So sir, what is management and how important is it?
So management has a lot of meaning. Management takes place in an organization or structure which under everything falls, and leadership is the foundation of everything. To achieve organizational goals and objectives, management also has a set of principles relating to the functions of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling the application of these principles in harnessing physical, financial, human, and informational resources efficiently and effectively to achieve organizational goals. But today, we will be focusing more on the four functions of a manager.
Leadership is indeed the function of everything to achieve organizational goals or objective. So, if may I ask sir, can you explain more further or elaborate more details of the set of principles and its application? Maybe it's a little bit what you call that one, a technical that our listeners get confused by it.
Well, of course, you don't have to worry about anything. Actually, I was also intimidated with the course when I entered college. Managerial work seems to be very big responsibility. But we will try our best to make it sound simple and explain it clearly to assure your lively listeners that managerial work is not that scary.
Thank you for assuring us, sir, that this managerial journey will be easy for us since we have people like you who are willing to help and guide our young and starting business entrepreneurs. You were saying something about the four functions of a manager. Let's start off with the first one, which is planning. So, in the managerial world, what is planning, sir?
Well, planning in the managerial world is plainly the same meaning when you say you are planning for a trip. It is creating a detailed action that aims to achieve a desired goal. Only, we add a twist when it comes to the work of a manager.
Oh, that's kind of sounds interesting. Would you mind elaborating more on that twist? I'm very sure that our listeners would want to know more about that.
No, I would not want to elaborate, Char. Well, strategic planning is the highest level of organizing and is conducted by senior management, as it is used to define a direction or in other words, the future state they wish to achieve in view of the mission of the company. Tactical planning, on the other hand, establishing the key initiatives that will help achieve the overall strategy, goals, and objective. Lastly is operational planning. This concerns with the details surrounding the processes and procedures necessary to achieve each goals and objectives of multiple projects.
Okay, so these three types of planning will really help us to become a successful man and woman in the future. So aside from planning, sir, isn't organizing another important factor to consider when it comes to managerial work?
Well, yes, you're right. You really did your research on this. In fact, the next function of a manager is organizing. Determine who to distribute resources and organize employees according to the plan. Delegation of authority, assigning of work, and providing direction is also part that determines who to distribute resources and organize employees according to the plan. Delegation of authority, assigning of work, and providing direction is also part.
Okay, very informative topic coming from our speaker. So is there any problem, sir, or I would say any obstacle did you encounter while you were in the verge of planning and organizing your business?
Well, yes. There are problems that pop up from time to time. But these problems can be easily solved when you plan things out correctly. One way to solve such problems can be done with the help of our next function, which is leading. Leading is connecting with your employees on a personal level. When you lead, you have to be open to ideas in order to maximize your chances of solving such problems.
That was really an advantage and capable of you, sir, to learn how to lead your people in order to focus and achieve your goal. And I heard many employees of yours are commending you since you are not just a person of hard work but also in goodwill. So handling people is really not an easy job, yet you'll be able to hit two birds with one stone.
Once again, you are right. You really did your research on the subject. Handling, or in other words, controlling, is our next function. Evaluate the results against the goal. It also includes setting performance standards for employees and continuously evaluating their job performance.
So any advice out there, Mr. Tadena, that you can say to those aspiring entrepreneurs like you?
Well, let's see. The children of today are the future of our world. Don't get scared with the things you see. Manage things correctly and you will be successful in life. Plan, organize, lead, and control your life. You won't be able to help yourself only, but you can get the chance to help others as well.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Tadena. Well, that's all for today's episode about the 4 functions of management. So let's remember planning, organizing, leading, and controlling for a successful managerial journey. Again, thanks for listening, and thank you again, Mr. Tadena, for joining me today. Okay, join us again next week when we talk about the current trends in management with another speaker, and that's for you to find out. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on iTunes so you never miss an episode. Plus, if you haven't got your tickets to our live show in New York next month, stop by our website at thelivejive.com and hurry because tickets are almost sold out.
Thank you.
Thank you.